Stonehenge is known for the solstices, but what is a solstice? Well, to explain, I've got a little demonstration. So this is the sun and this is the earth, but I need to point out they're not to scale. Now, many people are familiar that the earth rotates on its axis, and the earth also orbits the sun. But what people don't realise is the earth is actually tilted on its axis, and it's this tilt that gives us the seasons. So, in this position, the northern hemisphere is pointing towards the sun, so the northern hemisphere has longer days. When you get the longest day of the year, that is the solstice. Now, when you get the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, you're getting the shortest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. And so that's the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. But let's travel on 6 months later. Now the northern hemisphere is in winter, it's getting less sunshine, and the southern hemisphere is bathed in a lot more sunshine. It has longer days. So this is what Stonehenge was built to look at.
You're probably wondering what the connection between the video you just finished watching and the title of this video, and you're right. But if you paid close attention to what was mentioned in the video, you realize that to a certain stage, we partially have the answer to the main question that we're going to respond to in this video, which is the main or the real origin of Christmas. But anyways, I will dive deep into that topic right after the introduction. Hello guys, welcome to Let's Grow Together Afro. My name is David BC Momurabazi. I'm a 4th-year student in logistics and supply chain management, but also an entrepreneur in Africa. So on this channel, we share experiences in order to contribute to the growth of the African youth, because we believe that as youth, we have a lot of potential that need to be explored. And that's why we cover topics related to personal growth, culture related topics, as well as business related topics. So if you're also here for your growth, then stay tuned. If you grew up in a family where Christmas was celebrated every year, basically from your childhood up to now, it has been like a custom, okay? And then this topic is probably going to be sensitive to you. But as a grown-up adult, okay, as a mature person, sometimes you need to sit down, okay, reflect and question the reason behind different or certain practice and traditions. And that also includes festivals such as Christmas. And that's what we're going to do in this video. Basically, in this video together, we're going to explore the main or the real origin of Christmas and how it happened to be that it's celebrated on the 25th of December. All right. So just to create a flow between the different part of the video, I decided to divide this video into different questions that we're going to answer. And basically the general information that will be provided will allow us to find the final answer to the main question that we will be responding in this video, which is the main origin of Christmas, basically. Without wasting time, we're going to dive deep into the topic, but I'm going to kindly ask you to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course activate the notification bell to not miss out any of our upcoming videos. All right, let's go deep into it. So the first question that we need to answer is, was Christmas in the Bible? By Christmas, I'm referring to the birth of Jesus. Okay, so Christmas comes from the word Xmas, which means basically Christ's birth. Okay. But what the date Jesus was born mentioned in the Bible? For those who are Christians, because Christmas, I believe, it's more celebrated by Christians, okay? For those who are Christians, they know that the Bible does not provide information on the day Jesus was born, right? There are only few events that are mentioned with regard to this. However, when we look at the day he died, so there is a lot of information out there, plenty of information on the details of what happened, including even the day and the time he died, right? So going back to the main topic, which is the birth of Jesus, the Bible provides few information, and one of them is the fact that on the day Jesus was born, okay, there were some shepherds outside with their sheep and animals feeding them, right? And at the time they were outside, which was late in the night, the angel appeared to them and announced the good news to them, right? The good news was that the Messiah was born. Now looking at these specific details provided, okay, in December, which is the modern Christmas time, right? In December, the weather condition isn't really that good because it's extremely cold in the night or even during the day. In most cases, these are periods where it's full of rain and snowy, so it's impossible for shepherds to stay outside in the night at that time. Otherwise, they're going to die with their animals. But according to the research that has been done so far with regard to this topic, they believe that the practice of shepherds having their sheep outside in the night feeding them was observed during the period of spring. Spring, basically the start of the spring, which is the period of March and April. So according to that research, if we're to relate to the fact that during the time Jesus was born, there were shepherds outside with their animals, that probably means that Jesus was born during the spring period, so in March or April and not in December. So it's impossible that Jesus was born during that period because the information provided is not linked to what normally happened during the December period. So if the Bible does not provide the Christmas date, okay, so the day Jesus was born, what is then the main or the real origin of Christmas? That's the main question we're going to respond to. So Christmas basically nowadays is a festival whereby on that day you have holidays. In most cases, you stay home with your family on the 25th of December and you're celebrating. It's a time of goodwill. It's a time where basically you show generosity to poor people. It's also a time of exchange of gifts, right? People who live in Europe, especially, you see street being decorated with some lightings. So this basically is the modern description of Christmas. However, if I was to tell you that this isn't really what used to be Christmas, but something different, would you be surprised? Because basically the idea of Christmas comes from three pagan festivals, okay? Two of those three are Roman-based festivals, and one of them is Germanic festivals. But anyways, we're going to go slowly, gradually, and examine each one of them. So the first one, as I was just saying, is Saturnalia. So Saturnalia was also a festival whereby you will see people feasting, okay, just like Christmas. It was a time also of goodwill, showing generosity to poor people. It was also a time for exchanging gifts, okay, where also three were decorated. But this time during Roman Empire, because that was the time it was celebrated, this festival happened during the winter solstice festivals, which refers to the video just watched, the winter solstice festival. Basically, Saturnalia was celebrated in order to honor Saturn. Saturn was the god of agriculture and wealth in Roman's time, right? The main purpose basically was to celebrate the end of the harvest period, which normally brought joy to the people, considering the fact that it was a sign that shows the end of darkest days of winter. Because from the 17th of December, basically, Saturnalia was celebrated because this was the time where the sun started appearing, okay? And the day were a bit longer. So from the 17th to the 23rd of December, the Roman were celebrating Saturnalia in honor of their god Saturn, okay? That was the first celebration. The second celebration was the celebration of Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, which is a Latin word translated to English. It means the birth of the unconquered sun. So basically, this was a festival held on the 25th of December. So basically, the same day we celebrate Christmas, at least modern Christians. So at this time, for Roman, it was actually a celebration of the rebirth of God's son, who was known as Sol Invictus. Okay, this festival was established during the Roman Empire as well. Okay, and it was celebrated during the winter solstice. You still see the connection between these festivals and the video you watched right at the start of this video. Basically, these were celebrations that were done in honor of God's son. There is a strong correlation between the two festivals. So for Roman, when it comes to these particular festivals, so basically the idea is still the same thing. During this time, starting from the 17th of December, it could be observed that these were days which tend to be a bit longer than usual days, but also the sun was staying a bit longer until the end of December. Okay, so basically we see that we already mentioned two festivals. The first one is Saturnalia, which was in honor of Saturn, who is the god of agriculture and wealth as well as time during the Roman Empire. Right. The second one is Dies Natalis Solis Invictus, which is a Latin word translated to English meaning the birth of the unconquered sun. And this one was celebrated on the 25th of December. The third festival that was celebrated during this specific period, which has a strong link also to Christmas, is basically the Yule Festival. The Yule Festival was originated from Germanic people. Okay, so basically, to German people were celebrating this, and its root is way before pre-Christmas. So it's before even Christians' celebration of Christmas. And on this occasion, basically, people were trying to honor the rebirth of sun, okay, during the longest night of the year. And it happened to be that that night was the 25th of December. According to an article I read online, which was written by Yulia Pilar on the 19th of December 2023, basically 1 year ago, she talked about the celebration of Yule, and according to her testimony, she said, if we're to read somewhere around here, so tonight is Yule, the longest night of the year. In pagan tradition, around the northern hemisphere, witches, Druid, and Vacant celebrated the sun's rebirth. For to go down a bit, okay, I've been celebrating Yule for most of my life. I was raised in an agnostic household, and I discovered paganism when my mother mentioned that one of our friend was a witch, specifically a Wiccan. I was 11 at the time, and the idea that you could be a witch fascinated me. I plundered my vocal library for books on paganism, and through those books, I discovered a faith that appeared to my sense of wonder and desire for something that venerated the feminine. Basically, there is a whole ceremony festival behind it, which is still celebrated up to today. Okay, so basically, this article and many other articles out there show how people are still celebrating Yule, and the woman in the video was stating how people still come there to celebrate Yule, but also the winter solstice, which was the time where the period where the sun was rising again, basically the rebirth of the sun, as it was in normal Roman pagan celebrations. Okay, then the main question will probably be, after seeing the link between the three festivals mentioned, right, which have pagan origin, then why was Christmas celebrated on the 25th? Why is Christmas celebrated nowadays on the 25th, especially considering the fact that Bible does not provide a date Jesus was born? It isn't the right day Jesus was born, and there is a strong link between the 25th of December and pagan festivals. So basically, the answer is quite simple. During the Romans time, okay, Christian leaders or church leaders wanted to attract more pagan people to Christianity. So in the 4th century, therefore, they decided to choose the 25th of December and start celebrating Jesus' birth. It was basically an agenda whereby they wanted to attract Roman pagans into Christianity. Okay, now you probably say after hearing this that yeah, it's actually justifiable if they did it for a good purpose. I had a discussion with a friend of mine, and he told me when I told him that actually it was for a good purpose, right? But now my question is, should we celebrate Christmas considering what you just had there? Okay. In my opinion, I think it's a personal decision, right? You've heard what you heard there. Basically, I'm going to share the links to these articles. You can also do your own research. So don't believe me, go and do your own research. But the main thing that you have to do as a grown up person is to ask yourself this question, okay? Should we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, which is not commended by the Bible, on a day that has a strong connection with pagan practices? My point is, when it comes to celebrations that are recommended, okay, or are commandments by God, it is stated in the Bible. For instance, one of them is the celebration of the death of Jesus Christ, right? He himself, he said, keep on doing this in remembrance of me, right? And when it comes to Jesus' birthday, no information is provided. There is no event that is recorded in the Bible which state that some of his disciples celebrated his birth, and yet Christmas is the most popular festival in 21st century. Right. My main goal was simply to share with you this knowledge in order at least for you to know why certain things are being done. And it's always good to question yourself again. Always good to question yourself why things are being done that way, and not just be doing things because everybody does it. You get. Yeah, that was it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching me till the end of this video. If you learned something through this video, then don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to not miss out any of our upcoming videos. Thank you again, and take care of you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.